Previous class we already have discussed what is critical region, what is acceptance region, and then two types of errors. So it depends on the state of true state of a hypothesis, like H not true, H not false, and decision from the sample like rejecting H not and accepting H not. We'll see two types of errors, and in two situations it will be correct the decision, and but in two other cases like it's wrong, so we call it as error. So this is type 1 error, this is type 2 error. What is type 1 error? When H0 is true, even though we are rejecting H0, then that is type 1 error. We are rejecting a good thing, we are accepting a bad thing, type 2 error. Okay, so here already this notation is over, and here these notations and all I explain what is alpha, how we can define what is beta, how can we notate it, and then 1 minus beta, power of the test. The next level of significance, alpha is called as level of significance, like 5%, 1%, like that it is power of the test. 1 minus beta, this 1 minus beta is there, no, that is called power of the test. So is called the power of function of the test hypothesis H0 against alternative hypothesis H1. The value of the power function at parameter point is called, it's a power of the test at that point. Similarly, power of the test, size of the test is there. Here it is not given. Size of the test is same way. The value of size of function at a parameter point is called size of the test at that point. So like that it is. And next, when you come to this steps in solving testing of hypothesis problem, we'll be having the steps. So first we need to understand the problem, like setting up a null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, and the choice. You need to decide your test statistic, what test statistic you want, MP test or UMP test, like that you need to decide. And then partitioning of set of possible values of test statistic T into two disjoint sets. So the test statistic will be having two values. One set of values are rejected values, other set of values are accepted values, which falls in rejected values which falls in critical region, and other values falls in acceptance region. Rejected values, accepted values, that is two disjoint sets, W and W bar. And then we reject H0 if the value of T falls in W, accept H0 when the T value fall in W bar. After framing this above test, obtain experimental sample observations, compute the appropriate test statistic, and take action accordingly. Means if we need to decide, our decision here depends on the test statistic value. Next, most powerful test. So what is most powerful test? Most powerful test is also represented as MP test. Let us consider the problem of testing simple hypothesis H0 theta equal to theta naught against H1 theta is equal to theta 1. Definition of most powerful test. The critical region W is always critical region. You know, in the previous page I already showed you this area which is dotted is critical region denoted with W. You can call it as critical region or a rejection region, both same. The critical region or rejection region W is the most powerful critical region of size alpha in bracket, and the corresponding test a most powerful test of level alpha. Okay, for testing H0, this one against H0, this one, if this probability of X belongs to critical region, H0 is rejected, is equal to integration, that W will come L0 dx, which is equal to alpha. Why L0? Here H0, that's a L0. What is this L0? Like load function. Similarly, and probability of X belongs to W, given H1 means you are rejecting H1, and this part is, you know what, the power function of one test, the first test, and the power function of the second test. Here W is first test critical region, this one is second test critical region. If you have two samples, if you are testing those two samples, and you will be having two tests, okay, or else take MP test, UMP test for the same sample and check whether which test is most powerful. So here two MP tests we are doing. This is one MP test. This is another MP test. This is the power of the test of x values. This is the power of the test of x values, and we are deciding here if x belongs to W, this critical region, and x belongs to the other critical region, and if this is this probability value greater than or equal to this probability value, then we can say that this is the most powerful test. The test is called most powerful test if the power function is more than the other. So like it is in every other critical region W1 satisfying, just defining W1 is other critical region. Similarly, what is uniformly most powerful test? UMP test. If you see here, the target value should be the uniform value. Okay, so theta equal to theta naught equal to theta naught. Let us now take up the case of stating a simple null hypothesis against composite alternative hypothesis. For example, of testing h naught theta equal to theta naught against the alternative hypothesis theta is not equal to theta naught. This is composite, this is simple, and in such case for a predetermined alpha, the best test for h naught is called the uniformly most powerful test of level alpha. See here, we are testing h naught, we are not testing h1. We are testing h naught in relation with h1. That is the thing which we should keep in our mind. We are testing null hypothesis in relation with alternative hypothesis. Okay, we are testing h naught only, and we'll give decision depends on h naught only. Okay, definition. If you see the definition of uniformly most powerful test, the region W is called uniformly most powerful UMP critical region of size alpha, and the corresponding test as uniformly most powerful UMP test of level alpha for testing h naught theta equal to theta naught against h1 theta is not equal to theta naught. That is, h1 is theta is equal to theta 1, which is not equal to theta naught, some other value which is not equal to theta naught. This theta 1 may be greater than theta naught, less than theta naught. It is a two-tailed test. No, if this one like MP test only, x belongs to the critical region given h naught integral W L naught dx, which is alpha. What is alpha? I already told you, size of the test. This test is there, no, UMP test. That UMP test size function is this. And where is the power function? Here the power function is. So if the first test power function is greater than or equal to the other test power function, this critical region will be having a power function. This critical region will be having a power function. So if this power function is greater than or equal to this power function, then we say that this is most powerful test. W is most powerful test because the power function of this critical region is greater than or equal to this critical region. So we can say that this critical region power of the test is most powerful, and whatever the region W1 satisfying 18.4 maybe 18.4 means here equation is there 18.4. if you see this one, that is size function. Here also same 18.3, which satisfies 18.3. The meaning is here size function is there. No, that size function should be satisfied by W as well as W1, the two critical regions we are comparing. No, so here also same, it should satisfy this, already satisfied according to this. Even this W1 also satisfies this. Then only we can find power of the test. And if for example this power of the test is greater than or equal to this power of the test, then this is most powerful test. Okay, like that. If power of the test 1 minus beta is more than the other test, then we can say that the test which having high power of the test value is most powerful test and uniformly most powerful test. That the change from most powerful test to uniformly most powerful test depends on the target value. That's it. Next, Neyman J and Pearson ES lemma. So this is called Neyman-Pearson lemma. Simply, this lemma provides the most, it's a theorem. You have only its statement, no proof. The lemma provides the most powerful test of a simple hypothesis against simple alternative hypothesis. So both are simple. The theorem known as Neyman-Pearson lemma will be provided for density function f of x comma theta of a single continuous variable and a single parameter. So you will see here single parameter as well as single variate density function. However, by regarding x and theta as vectors, the proof can be easily generalized for any number of random variables x1, x2, and so on, xn, and any number of parameters like here x1, x2, and so on, xn, parameters say theta 1, theta 2, and so on, theta k. So if you represent theta x as a vector, okay, the variables x1, x2, and so on, xn occurring in this theorem are understood to represent a random sample of size small n, x1, x2, and so on, xn. No? We take only one sample, the size should be n, from population whose density function, that population density function f of x comma theta. The lemma is concerned with a simple hypothesis h naught theta equal to theta naught, and the simple alternative hypothesis theta is equal to theta 1. So this is our lemma. In this lemma we are testing this simple alternative as well as hypothesis, null hypothesis tests. So if you see the boxed one, this is a statement of the theorem, and here the proof is. Here the proof is. Okay. So now I'm going to state the theorem statement. Let we are taking small k greater than 0 be a constant and w be the critical region of size alpha such that, so here one test is there, the test critical region is w with the size alpha, and we are assuming some constant where k always greater than 0, it's a positive value. W is equal to x belongs to S sample space, this x which comes from sample space, colon f of x comma theta 1 divided by f of x comma theta naught greater than k. This is, alternative hypothesis distribution density function. This is null hypothesis distribution density function. Okay, both are separated by theta naught and theta 1. The value of theta will separate these two density functions. Here we'll take under the null hypothesis theta value as theta naught, under the alternative theta value as theta 1. So this is alternative density function, this is null hypothesis density function, and this can also be represented like this: w, the same w, x belongs to S such colon L1 by L0. This is L1 by L0. What is L1 means? It is nothing but a product of all densities of this respective distribution. Here also same, this is also a product of, it's not only one density function. Here we just given x, it is not x1, it is not x2, it is a combination of x1, x2, and so on, xn. So here you can also represent this f as capital L or simply L1 L0. Here L1 is equal to f of x comma theta 1, which is equal to L of f x comma theta 1. Same, all three same. L0 is equal to f of x comma theta naught, which is equal to capital L x comma theta naught. All three same. We just representing this with L1, this with L0, greater than k. K is a constant. No? So here greater than, here less than. W bar, which is equal to x belongs to S, L1 by L0, same L1 by L0, less than k, where L0 and L1 are likelihood functions of sample observations. X equal to, x means x1, x2, and so on, xn under h0 and h1 respectively. Then W is the most powerful critical region of the test hypothesis h0, theta equal to theta naught against the alternative hypothesis h1, theta equal to theta naught. So this is the hypothesis we are testing here using this theorem, and this theorem is called Neyman-Pearson lemma. It is the statement of this theorem. So here two values we have. Actually here phi is represented as a test. Notation of test is phi. Phi, right? Not pi. It's phi. I'll show you. This is pi. Okay. I'm talking about phi. Phi is equal to, the two cases will come. These two cases. This is the case where 1, this is 0, So here L1 by L naught greater than K, L1 by L naught less than K. So this is called test. This test is of two types. The test what we are going to use to test H0 versus H1 H1 versus is of two types: randomized test, non-randomized test. So what is randomized test? So what is randomized test? My test is denoted with phi. Okay, here in this statement we have two cases, right? These two cases are represented with phi only, like this. This phi represents first critical region with 1, phi value is 1 when L1 by L naught greater than L1 by L naught greater than K. Okay, phi means, the definition of phi is a test which is used to reject the null hypothesis. Here most of the chances are rejecting the null hypothesis. So with the probability 1, the value of phi is equal to 1, or the pi value is equal to 1 whenever there is a chance of rejecting null hypothesis with the probability of L1 by L naught greater than K. Probability of this case with the probability value as 1, and if we reject the null hypothesis, then that is called a test. A test of testing, we call it as just a test. A test of testing null hypothesis versus alternative hypothesis. So here this is with value 1, this is value 0 whenever L1 by L naught less than K, right? Less than K. So this is called a test. Okay, for your understanding purpose I am telling this. It is of two types. This test is of two types: randomized test, non-randomized test. What is randomized test? So if you represent phi with equal condition, here there is no equality, right? You can include that equality here or here. Mostly here the equality will come. So equal condition will be there, greater than condition will be there, less than condition. Separately all the things will come, like greater than case will come, equality case come, less than case comes 1 gamma 0. So 1 whenever L1 by L naught greater than K, L1 by L naught is equal to K, L1 by L naught less than K. So 1 whenever this ratio greater than K, gamma, the value is gamma, it's a constant. Whenever it is equal, 0, it is less than K. Here this gamma lies in between 0 to 1. It should not be equal to 0, it should not be equal to 1. It should be lies in between both. Okay, so this is called randomized test. Randomized test. And this one, non-randomized test, phi is equal to 1, and in this case gamma becomes 0, L1 by L naught equal to K, L1 by L naught less than K, L1 by L naught greater than K. So in this case it is 0, right? Combined you can write it as less than or equal. Okay, only two things you will see: greater than case, less than or equal to case. Here also same, greater than case, less than or equal to case. This is called non-random. And non-random possible comes non-random means you will take here density function. That means x is continuous. Random means x is discrete. Here you will take only mass functions. L1, actually L1 is P of x comma theta 1. L0 in this case is P of x comma theta naught. In this case, L1 is f of x comma theta 1. L0 is f of x comma theta naught. I already told you the notations f, p, difference. F is for density, p for mass. When we'll see probability mass function, probability density function, probability density function for continuous random variable, probability mass function for discrete random variable. Got it? So here this theorem for only continuous variable. They clearly given the function is f of x comma theta. So it's a continuous variable, and the probability function is called density function, probability density function. So this statement only for continuous random variable. Okay, so Neyman-Pearson lemma, it's a theorem, and the statement is for continuous distributions. When we talk about continuous distributions, we'll be having two cases. One is greater than, another one is less than or equal. Here actually it is less than or equal. Take both, less than or equal. Done. Okay, so this is the theorem statement. And next we have a example problem here. Like if you read this problem, given the frequency function f of x comma theta is equal to 1 by theta, x lies in between these two, uniform distribution, and here, and that you are testing the null hypothesis h0 theta equal to 1 against h1 theta equal to 2 by means of a single observed value of x. What would be the sizes of type 1 and type 2 errors if you choose the interval, first one 0.5 less than or equal to x, and x lies in between 1 to 1.5 as a critical region? Also obtain the power function of the test. And this is the test here. This is the density function, and here we are going to test these two with some test, some test, okay, like MP test or UMP test. And we need to solve this problem as well as this problem, and also we need to give power function. Okay, that I'll do in next class. That's enough for today.